Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Today we're jumping back into day 22 of our 30-day quarantine prayer journey together. And today we're going to look at a cool detail of the resurrection story in the Gospel of John. So this is John chapter 20, verses 1 through 9. Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene went to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the entrance. So she came running to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one Jesus loved, and said, "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him." So Peter and the other disciple started for the tomb. Both were running, but the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent over and looked in at the strips of linen lying there, but did not go in. Then Simon Peter, who was behind him, arrived and went to the tomb. He saw the strips of linen lying there, as well as the burial cloth that had been around Jesus' head. The cloth was folded up by itself, separate from the linen. Finally, the other disciple, who had reached the tomb first, also went inside. He saw and believed. So I think a cool detail in this passage is in verse 7. Listen to that verse again. The cloth was folded up by itself, separate from the linen. And it's actually really significant that the Bible mentions that the burial cloth was folded up nicely in the tomb. In Hebrew tradition, when a master was eating a meal, his servant would be watching and waiting for him to finish. If the master was finished eating, he would take the cloth he was using as a napkin, and then he would toss it onto the table, and it would just sit there crumpled. Then the servant would know that the master was finished eating, and he would start to clean up and clear the table. But if the master left the table for some reason and he wasn't done eating yet, he would nicely fold his cloth napkin and set it down neatly on the table. Then the servant would know that the master wasn't done yet and he was coming back. So I think we can think about the nicely folded cloth in Jesus' tomb the same way. Jesus is coming back. He's definitely not done yet. He's not done with us, and he's not done with the amazing plans that he has for us. And he hasn't abandoned us. He hasn't left us alone, even though we can't see exactly what's next right now. So today, remember that God's not done with you. He has lots more good stuff planned, and someday he's coming back. Here's some ideas for what you can pray about today and how you can think about that. So first, in your prayers, thank God for the idea that he's not done with us and that he is coming back. And then you can ask God for patience and trusting his timing and trusting his plans. And then finally, you can ask God for wisdom and some discernment in knowing exactly what his plans for you are. So think about those things today. Remember that God's not done with you.